guys. Well, today we are going to be doing a double drop rig. You can use it for redfish, flounder, multiple different things. I'm going to show you how I tie it. Just like I've said before in my videos, other people may do it different ways. If you're catching fish, it's not the wrong way. So there are multiple ways of tying it. I'm just going to show you how I do it. Get you some good mono. I prefer the suffix. I'm using 50 pound. You'll need 2 3-ways. 2. I use circle hooks. These are number 6. And you're going to need some sleeves, crimping sleeves. First thing, I do my hooks first. So you're going to have your drops about 12 inches. Get you about 16 inches of mono, you know, because obviously you got to tie your knot and everything else. So run your hook through. Simple overhand knot. I do it 3 times. Hold your tag in, and then work your hook back over your tag end, and that makes a twisted loop. Gives you a little more surface area and beefs up your connection a little bit. See that? Real simple. Crimping sleeve. Put it down close, but you don't want to mash it tight up against it. Otherwise, this edge could possibly start cutting into that. I'll just leave you a little gap. Crimp it down. Now on your tag ends, always leave a little bit, not much, just in case it slips a hair. A lot of people might leave a little bit more, and their reasoning is if it slips, you know, it'll just give you a little bit more time before it completely slips. The way I look at it, if it slips, it slips, and it ain't gonna stop. Once it starts, it's actually gonna speed up. So to me, there's no sense in having too long of a tag end. So next step, put your first 3-way, same thing, simple overhand with 3 turns on your tag end. Run your 3-way back through your tag end. There you go. Now you can use this particular setup for a multitude of different species and different baits. What I prefer, cut mullet and fish bites. Run just a little bit smaller hook for fish bites. During the mullet run, you catch your bait for the year. You know, during the winter time, I use cut mullet. Have a little bit higher probability of hooking up if you got 2 baits per rod out instead of 1. In fact, Monday, I believe, Team Ripped will be back at Holly Beach, and we're going to be fishing the first available day for January for us. It's been raining here for going on 2 weeks now, non-stop. Everything's pretty much saturated and or flooded. I'm sure there'll be a lot of fresh water to contend with in the area, but I really don't think it's going to affect us that much. So we're going to give these a shot, like I said, Monday, and hopefully, if everything goes right, you'll be able to see them in action pulling in some fish. Now on this, the reason I only go 3, you start putting too many wraps on it, and it's going to end up twisting on you. It's not going to be as clean. That's all the way around, but it doesn't bunch up when you start cinching everything down. As you can tell, got one longer than the other. Reason being, we'll run the longer one on the bottom and the shorter one on top. So this being the bottom, we're now going to attach the 2 3-ways. Now for this section, I like doing it anywhere from 18 to 24 inches. You know, that's my preference, just to give a little bit of space between the hooks. But you can run it shorter, a little bit longer. You get it too long and you'll find that you helicopter your baits a lot more. You're not going to be able to cast them as far. You know, anyone that's helicoptered baits knows what I'm talking about. So there you go. Top three-way, main line. You'll have first, split, and second drop. Now you're going to tie your section for your weight. I like keeping my weight kind of short to my three-way. First thing you want to do, cut you a section 12, 16 inches long. Overhand knot, this one twice. Get it snug. Trim it, leave a little bit of a tag in. Run your crimper through. Going to go through your three-way. Run your crimper up to where your first knot was. Tag in goes through your crimper, opposite direction of where your line went the first time. Basically, you're just creating a loop with a knot on each side of your crimper. So, like I said, I prefer mine kind of short, but you don't want them too short because you got to be able to have enough to switch the weights in and out. Tie your knot, clip your tag in, pull it tight. It ain't going anywhere just like it is, but crimper down. Now she really ain't going anywhere. Now you have your loop to drop your weight on. Now any of y'all that didn't see the last video on my sliding sinker, the reason I do those loops, 5.5 ounce sinker. You're out, you're fishing, tide starts coming in, it's a heavy, fast moving tide, your baits start moving, shifting. Not happy with it, you want a heavier weight. Reel back in, work your weight through your loop, take it off, put your another one on, put your 8 on, put your 9, 10, whatever you want. And that's about it. I mean, it's a pretty simple rig, pretty simple setup. You know, just make sure your knots are tight, your crimps are tight, you know, because every one of these connections, that's a weak point. Every single one of them. So try and do it right the first time and you won't be fighting, figuring out why you keep losing fish. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Like us on Facebook and Instagram at Ripped Lip Rods, here on YouTube at The Red Quest. So subscribe and see y'all next time. Have a good one, guys.